Okay, hey everybody, welcome to an episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuff. Today, a really cool strap showcase for you guys from Strap Mill Canada. They're established back in 2017, and they're pretty much all about making the types of straps their founders couldn't find for themselves. So we do have a pretty nice little selection today. We're going to cover some Italian leather options, as well as their maple leaf collection of ribbed nylon straps. Also, some really cool gray loop seatbelt, as well as ribbed nylons all the way through. So there's going to be a lot of cool looking options here. And then, of course, we have a couple watches that will be able to help showcase everything for you. Of course, at this point, its own kind of modern cult classic in terms of that Hamilton khaki field Murph, as well as this really cool lesser known Electra brand skin diver, which is actually really, really cool. So with all that said, let's go ahead, zoom the camera out, get these pieces in hand, and take a closer look. Okay, guys, now we have quite a few different options here, as well as the watches. Let's get the watches up close. Two different options here. One, of course, with no turning bezel, one with a turning bezel. This one's definitely going to be classic kind of skin diver style. And the nice thing is you do get a little bit of travel action there with that 12-hour bezel insert, which is going to be pretty useful. And I'd say even arguably more useful than your typical 60-minute counter. So that's a lot of fun, as well as, of course, this bad boy right here. Very cool. But honestly, I did have this on an aftermarket bracelet for the longest time. But now that I have the hand heart that comes on bracelet and is hardened and is kind of just a better everyday version of this particular watch. The nice thing is it gives me an opportunity to reacquaint myself with some strap options. And I did want to kind of show you guys, because Strap Mill, although they've been around since 2017, that doesn't mean that, everything is always going to be the same in set. This is a relatively, fresher brand, and they do have some really cool ways that they're going to package things. Here you can see not a lot of bloatware or anything like that, but at the same time, you're still going to get a very nice presentation. You see some really nice kind of washi paper there with nice texturing throughout. And yeah, it's basically just kind of a little sleeve there for your more basic plastic. But I dig this, and you can see there's some really cool some very cool colorways, as well as accent coloring, and I think that pop of red does look very, very cool. But what we'll do is we'll start here with this really nice Italian leather option. So this is I believe I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this very well, but this is the gray strap. And again, I'll leave, of course, a link to the website, but check this out. I really think that in terms of the tonality and the texturing here, especially with that kind of off-white play, I feel like that's going to be a very nice match. Also, you do have quick release spring bars. These go for $49, which I think is quite fair considering what you're getting. Check out brushed and polished finishes, nicely signed there, and fully milled. Of course, you're getting a fixed keeper, you're getting a little sliding keeper, you're getting nice contrast stitching that doesn't contrast too much, which I think is very cool. And of course, this is fresh out of the bag, so this is what I would typically do to kind of help break this type of stuff in. I'm just gonna go like that, and guess what? Now all of a sudden it feels more pliable. So very cool. I mean, these are relatively supple as is, and they're only going to break in over time. But I did want to just kind of showcase that little technique there, just in case you want to get into it. I mean, typically what I'll do is I'll figure out the size on my wrist, and then I'll just kind of put it on a little pillow, like from a watch case or something, and have it stored, and then let it kind of conform. But as you guys can see, this is really slick. Let me actually wipe off my fingerprints here on the polished bezel, as well as that sapphire crystal. Check that out. I have to say, this is a match made in heaven. Very, very nice. We'll even go ahead demo that on the wrist. Okay, I'd say maybe two. Not quite the last hole, but second to last. I do have a slightly larger than average 7.5-inch wrist there. Check that out. And of course, as this breaks in more, Of course, it's going to wear a little bit differently, but let's go ahead and get that in focus. Check it out. Ooh. I'm digging that. And then you can see here, you have the fixed keeper, you have the sliding. It does, stay quite tidy. For me, anyway, I don't have a bunch of extra. And I know for those of you with smaller wrists, you might be used to having a lot of extra tail. For me, this is just about perfect. I really like this. The thickness here is only 3 millimeters. And then there's, of course, a 2 millimeter taper down to the buckle end. So it's going to start at 20 and come down to 18. And if you were to get the 22 millimeter, then it's going to taper down to 20, and of course 18 millimeter would taper down to 16. So very, very nice there, guys. I'm absolutely digging that. Now, I'm not huge into green watches, but I have to say this cool little Electra diver definitely kind of caught my eye and surprised me in terms of the build quality, beautiful polished bevels. This is just a really, really nice piece. So when I saw this particular strap option, guys, with the green and black, with even a little extra pop there, of course, with the red accenting, I just thought, hey, I'm gonna need to see how this works out. So we'll see how this goes here, guys. So essentially, you're just gonna run it through. Very nice. Oh, another nice feature. Check that out. Boom, Strap Mill Canada. You can see nicely signed, and you can also notice that it does let you know what the width is there. And this is part of their maple leaf collection of ribbed nylons, and essentially there's a bunch of different colorways, and they're basically the seasons. You got an autumn, which is the deep burgundy and bright orange colorway, and then you do have spring, which is going to be a kind of yellowish and deep green color, and then for summer, you're going to have a deep emerald green and a forest green. And then the last one should be winter, which is going to be probably, this one's probably it. So I don't know them all, but we'll definitely, once you get to their site, it shouldn't be hard at all to figure out which one is which, because you'll just order the color that you like. But check that out. Ooh. Again, I'm not huge into green, but something about this combination, I'm kind of feeling it, guys. So now one thing to note, of course, you're going to have sliding keeper, fully milled hardware, nicely signed. Also, you're going to have a fixed keeper here. And then what I do when I'm trying to kind of arrange this is I'll point the strap ends down to kind of see where this floating piece will land so that I can try to get it to kind of land evenly on either side there. So very, very cool. I can see the ribbed nylon style. Very nice. Again, a lot of different colors. You can get these in 20 or 22 millimeters. And you also have 13 holes, which is great. And the thickness is only 1.3 millimeters. So it's going to be nice and thin, but quite robust. And also giving you a nice amount of visual weight there, thanks to the ribbed texturing there. I think that looks really, really handsome, as you guys can see. Also, one thing to note on these leather straps in terms of the length on them, essentially on the short side without the buckle, or say with the buckle on the short side, is going to be 75 millimeters, and then 125 millimeters on the long tail side. So I think that works out. I think this looks very, very nice. Let's actually get it on the wrist here. I don't know if I'm able to demo it on the wrist, guys, because I am reaching around, of course, a tripod here with the camera between me and my arms, but I'll do my best. So we got that lined up. We're going to take this here. And I do have, again, slightly larger than average wrist at 7.5 inches. But so this is the fixed one, so we're going to just fold this back down essentially. And as you guys can see, we're going to push that, pull. It's a little dance we do. And then, of course, slide this piece up a little bit higher so that we can get it to hold. So there we go. Very, very nice, very clean. And as you can see, even though it's dual pass, because of how thin the actual material is, you're not going to get a lot of lift off of the wrist, and the height is going to be quite manageable. Of course, for a basic two-piece strap, it's going to be very nice. So yeah, these are cool, and essentially there's all these different colors, guys. So let's go ahead and let's get to them. Let's check them out. the green colorway, very nice. We'll even, you know, let's go ahead and take them out and get the sheen going here. Alrighty. Boom. This is a really cool one here, kind of a green on green. I think looks very clean. Of course, then we have some other options. This is going to be more of that brown and kind of orange tone there. Very cool. Almost like actually like more of a black, as you guys can see. Okay. So you get a little ASMR action listening to the packaging. Check that out. Very clean. Of course, all spec'd the same for each of these, even though they're different colors. Essentially, all of the details are going to be the same. When you're looking at the length on these, also the pricing for the Maple Leaf collection, these are going for $19, which is great. And then these are actually 300 millimeters in terms of the length, which is very nice. And that's kind of what, for me with a larger wrist, to be able to have a little extra tail to fold back over. As you guys can see here, I need it to be a bit on the longer side. I think these look really, really excellent. And we'll go ahead and dismount this guy right here for now. And let's see. All right. Very nice. And then last but not least, guys, we have these two, which we have the gray loop seat belt, which for $27, and then for $23 we have the black DLC ribbed nylon. Oh, and also another Italian leather. Let's just get that one out of the way. This one's really cool too. Check this. This is the Bordeaux Mozart color, and it is very, very nice. This kind of ox blood type of color. Very nice, and of course, real easy to break in. Nice little thickness here. It's going to have very similar specs to this piece right here in terms of the Italian leather line. This is just going to be an example of another color. Very handsome. And, you know, you put this with a white dial. I think that'll look fantastic. Blue dials. This is really going to kind of be able to set off, you know, your collection. Now, for the most, I believe this might be, yeah, or at least out of the straps. Of course, the two-piece leathers are going to be the most expensive. But when it comes to more premium option for these nylon straps, guys, this one is very, very nice. So, of course, I'm a big fan of seatbelt NATO. One of my hesitations is always going to be the thickness, right? I love the sheen, but you can see here, very nice. And there is, yes, a little bit of thickness that's added with this nice premium tag there, but I would say it's probably worth it. As you guys can see here, guys, you know, it's more of a standard affair, right? In terms of dual pass layout, you're still going to get nice floating keeper action, right? Nice fixed. You're getting the great pops of red there. This material is beautiful. Check out just the nice sheen that's on there. I like that both ends seem very nicely finished. Sometimes when you get these nylon straps or any really fabric strap, one side can be have a nicer seal than the other. This just feels beautiful. Nice and supple, but of course a tighter weave so that it does give you that nice premium feel. Also 300 millimeters in terms of the length. You can get these in 20 or 22 millimeters, 13 different holes on there. Again, $27, and this thing looks very, very nice. And I do again like that pop of red, so I can imagine a lot of different dive watches this would look great on. I mean, who doesn't love a good gray NATO? Now, the last one here is going to be one that I think is pretty neat, depending on, you know, if you like a nice DLC coated case. Now you can have a DLC coated hardware on a strap, and this one also goes back to that nice ribbed setup there. So still very thin, but still quite robust. Great diamond-like carbon coating there. So this is going to be very, very strong. And the nice thing is it's thin enough to where you can actually see the satin brushing through the blacked out finish. So this is just really cool, and I dig this one. Of course, if you have a watch that's either black coated, or maybe when you have like a bead blasted titanium, something like that, or just one where you feel like the hardware doesn't quite match, the nice thing is it'll just match with the strap here and just give you a very, very cool look. So let me know what you all think down in the comments below. Which strap combination was your favorite? What are your experiences with Strap Mill Canada, if any? Definitely let me know. And of course, if you like the video, please do a like. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.